folks, and welcome to Sonofdel's live vlog on this, the 3rd of November. I haven't done a vlog all October, shame on me, slap wrists and all that. This vlog is going to be mainly me talking about everything that's been going on in the last 5 or 6 weeks, and also I've got an unboxing of the October Gibsons Jigsaw puzzle subscription. I've also got a few jigsaws in my jigsaw gallery which I've been doing over the last few days, including a very cool Frankenstein one. And I've also got a couple of things which I bought as well, which I'll be showing you. But first, coming up, I'll be doing my unboxing of the October Gibsons Jigsaw puzzle subscription when I get my teeth in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right, and here we have it. One box. Now, in some ways, I was a little bit disappointed with this, but when I've been thinking about it, I'm not so disappointed because I like the image. But normally with the Gibsons jigsaws, they either come with something like most of them have come with a pack of cards, or they signed, or something like this. This one isn't, it's just a normal jigsaw, but I do like the image, and it's called Boarding the Buzz. And the reason I like it is because it's very nostalgic. As you can see, well, let me hold it further back, you've got the ring light shining on that. That's not good, is it? That's not good, folks. If I do that and then go like that, sorry, my ring light's shining on it. But there you go, that is the jigsaw, and as you can see, it's called Boarding the Buzz. It's very nostalgic. Go like, no, I won't do that because that's too bright. But there you go. Now, it's a 1,000-piece again, and once again, it's very eco-friendly, kind of to the planet. It doesn't come with no cellophane on it whatsoever, no plastic, no nothing. It is literally just the box, and all the pieces are made from recycled as well, so that's fantastic news, and it's better for the planet. And it's by Steve Crisp, the artist is Steve Crisp, and it's called Boarding the Buzz, and it's my October Gibsons puzzle subscription jigsaw. He is looking forward to November's because it's already on the way. And if you like this jigsaw, check this out because it's time for my jigsaw gallery. Yeah, as you can see, I've been very busy with the jigsaws. I've had some really good ones. I'll just show you another one that I've had, and this one's only come, was it yesterday I think this came. Now, I wanted this about a month and a half ago, and I couldn't find it on Amazon, because normally I buy my jigsaws off Amazon. But because I was buying my advent calendar, yes, you heard me right, my advent calendar off Gibsons, I decided to get this jigsaw at the same time. Now again, I don't know if you can see that properly. If I come in like that, and it's called Gothic Tales. Now, as you can see, Gothic novels, sorry, it's all novels to do with the past that have got Gothic things in them. Things like, let me just see what it says, hold on. Does it say anything? Yeah, sorry, no, it doesn't say what the books are, but they're all to do with Gothic, and there's quotes from all the books as well, all the way through it. I mean, I must admit, it looks really dark and creepy, which I like. So I'm looking forward to doing that one, because obviously I've got the others that go in the set, which are Sherlock Holmes and Jane Austen, I think. I've already shown you them on a previous vlog. But this is the new one, and it's called Gothic novels. So I'm looking forward to doing that one, and I might do that one soon. Now, while I'm on the subject, I've also bought a advent calendar ready for the start of December. Now, this last year, you remember, I had a real struggle because I had the beer advent calendar, and it was an absolute nightmare. If you want to know what I mean, look back on last year's Vlogmas and you'll see. But this year, I've gone for something a bit different, and it's up from Gibsons Games, and it's actually a 24 jigsaw advent calendar. Now, they're only small jigsaws, but the beauty of these is some are star shaped, some are tree shaped, and there's all sorts of shapes in there, but you can actually do them and use them as Christmas decorations. They are actually got the glue and everything in there, so that you can actually do the jigsaws, and then when you've done them, you can use the jigsaw glue on them and hang them as decorations. And I think that's a really cracking idea, and that's going to be my advent calendar for this year. And it's the Gibsons Jigsaw Advent Calendar. There's 24 small jigsaws in there, which I'm going to look forward to doing. And each day I'm going to unbox them and then show you them, because I'm going to do them, because obviously they're only small. I will be doing them each day so that you can see them. That's starting from the 1st of December when I start my Vlogmas, because I am doing it again this year. Now, on another note, at the same time when I was getting that, a couple of weeks before, my wife had seen on the works that a new book was coming out. Now, everybody who knows me knows I love David Jason. They know I like Only Fools and Horses, I like Touch of Frost, I like everything he's ever been in, all the way Darling Buds of May, Porridge, you know, all these things, Open All Hours. And he had a new book come out, and it's this one. And Deb's bought it me to read over Christmas, and I might put a few excerpts onto my vlog, I'm not quite sure yet. And it's called The 12 Dells of Christmas, which I think is brilliant. And it basically is funny stories and festive tales from life and Only Fools and Horses. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's quite a thick book, as you can see, and it's only just come out. So yeah, I'm going to give that a bash. Now, what's been happening? Whew, wow, let me think. Lots. People have been coming in and coming out, you know, different sorts of things. We've had people coming in for do repairs on the house finally. We've had the stairs sorted, and the top of the stairs have been done, and the landing, all that's been taken care of. The decking is still falling to bits. It's still in pieces. You literally don't know which boards to step on, which are going to go through, whatever. We've had somebody come out and have a look at it, but that's about it so far. I had a little bit of a do yesterday, actually. What happened was we were with a company called Domestic and General for our vacuum cleaner insurance, and our vacuum cleaner, the bottom of it, couple of parts have broken off. They've snapped off completely from the bottom of it. And I got in touch with Domestic and General because I'm insured with them, and they told me, they took all the details, said, yeah, no problem, this is the number of the people who do the repairs, this is a reference number, give them a ring. So I rang them, and I got speaking to the lady who took all my details, and set me up an account and everything, and then suddenly said, well, you're not insured. I said, no. I said, we're with Domestic and General, we actually took out extra insurance. And she said, oh right, have you got a reference? So I gave her the reference, and she said to me, can you just hold on a minute? So she put me on hold, and the next thing that's happened is I've got a customer satisfaction survey at the end of the call, and then it disconnected me. So I rang back, and I took this woman's name, by the way, and I rang back and I asked to speak to this woman, and the guy said, we haven't got anybody called that. And I said, well, she's just been talking to me. She just took me account details and set me up with an account. Anyway, he went on and he looked and he says, oh, this was set up by such and such. And I said, that's the name I've just said. Oh, right, oh, okay. Anyway, he took the reference number and he said to me, he said, that's no use. I said, what do you mean that's no use? He said, well, you just give me a policy number, sorry. And he said, yes. He said, well, that policy doesn't exist. I said, well, I've got it here in front of me. I'm looking at the documents, the policy documents. I've just read you the policy number. Anyway, he disappears for a minute, comes back and he says, well, the thing is, he says, I don't know why they keep sending people here. He said, because we only do repairs on major appliances. And of course, a vacuum cleaner isn't a major appliance. It's classed as a small appliance. And I said to him, I said, well, what do I do then? I said, because the thing's broke. And he said, well, all you can do is either get in touch with Domestic and General, tell them the conversation we've just had, and recommend that they issue you with a new one. He said, or I can get you the part ordered for underneath with all the brushes and everything with it. He says, and that'll come to your house, and then if you can just put it in yourself. And I thought, well, that's not a problem. It doesn't seem that hard to put in. So I've gone for that option. But I can't believe it. There I am paying this money every month to Domestic and General. And then I find out that this other company's basically saying, well, we can't repair it, mate. It's like, well, that's why I pay me bloody insurance, you know. Messing you about. So yeah, that was yesterday, believe it or not. Now, also over the last couple of 3 weeks, as obviously the weather's been not brilliant. It really hasn't been very good. But when it has been okay, we've been trying to get out a little bit, go round to Lidl and Costa and stuff like that. And we're absolutely amazed that every single time we go into a store, the prices have gone up. Every single time. And it's not like we only go once every 6 or 8 weeks. You know, sometimes we'll get twice a week and the prices will still go up. Now, anybody who's struggling, I know a lot of people are struggling, I'm not saying that, you know, but it must be very, very difficult because you budget. I mean, I don't know, we do it anyway, I don't know if you do it, but we budget. We basically say we've got this much for food, this much for bills, this much that's left over, and now all of a sudden it's like this much for food, this much for bills, that's it. You know, the rest is gone. So they're not allowing you any chance to save or anything. I mean, this Christmas is going to be really, really strange because no way can we afford what we usually spend on Christmas. We do usually, you know, celebrate Christmas because it's a biggie for us. But this year it's going to be quite tamed down a little bit because we can't afford all the extravaganza. You know, people are going to basically have something out of the wish lists on Amazon and that's about it. Because we can't afford to splash out on everybody. We can't do it. You know, we've got the ones that we normally buy for, which are like mum, which is dad's mum, sorry, brothers, sisters, no problem, best friends and all that kind of thing, but we can't buy for all the children. Well, right in the middle of filming my vlog, my camera decided to run out of power. So this is going to be either in sync, out of sync, or something different. Now, I've got my camera on charge, so I will be doing my next vlog properly. I just haven't done a vlog for so long, I forgot that my camera needed charging. So, continue where I left off. What have we been doing? Well, to be honest with you, like I say, we've had really, really bad weather. We've had quite bad winds and stuff. Got my glasses because if my head's on sideways. Hold on a minute. Yeah, not too bad. But yeah, the weather's been a bit chronic, so we've spent a lot of time in. I've been doing a few jigsaws, as you've just seen. Deb's been doing either reading, macrameing or baking, so it's been quite busy as such. And I was saying before about how the price of things is going up, and to be honest with you, it's getting shocking. The other day we went in B&M and we only filled two carrier bags and it came to just under £45. And when you think that it used to be that B&M and places like Aldi and Lidl were places you could go to and get 40, 50 quid's worth of food in 7 or 8, 9, maybe 10 carrier bags, you know, you got that much. I think it's going to get a lot worse as well, to be honest with you. I can't see society doing much about the people who can't afford stuff. I really can't. They don't seem to be that bothered. They seem to be more bothered, don't take this the wrong way, so don't have a go at me about this. They seem to be more bothered about the migrant crisis than they do about their own people, which is a bit of a shame, really. I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be bothered about them. What I'm saying is, surely you've got to look after the people in your own country first. They always say, there is a saying called charity begins at home. But obviously for us, charity seems to begin by keeping all the other nations happy and not our own people. Now I know that they need more, they need supplies and stuff, and they need looking after and all this. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you've got people in our own country who can't afford to put food on the table. You've got people who can't afford to pay the bills, who are going to go into debt so much over the next 6 months that they're not going to be able to get out of it for 4 or 5 years. And I just think it's going to get worse and worse and worse. I don't think the government has got a grasp on it whatsoever. And the strange thing is, since I last spoke to you, Liz Truss, I think, had just come into being Prime Minister, or whatever you call it, and now she's resigned, and we've now got Rishi Sunak, who she actually fought for the position of head of the Conservative Party, stroke Prime Minister. Now, I'm not saying that if Labour get in, they'll do a fantastic job and turn the country round and everything will be brilliant. What I am saying is it's about time they gave them a chance, because, sorry, that's my tablets. It's about time they gave them a chance, because, let's be honest, they can't do much worse than what's going on at the moment. I think it's absolutely shocking, to be honest with you. I've never seen the country in such a disarray. And bear in mind, I'm 50 years old, so I've seen all the miners' strikes. I've seen the recession of the 80s, the Maggie Thatcher years. I've seen us when we were at its worst, and this is terrible. This is, and if you go into a shop, you don't expect, one minute everything will be going up 5-10 pence since last week. Now I know they say interest rates only going up 3%, but when you think of that 3% on everything, it mounts up. Because 3% on a bottle of milk at £1.50, fair enough, it might only be a penny, whatever. But everything is going up by them 3%. So you work that out over, say, £100 worth of shopping. Suddenly that £100 worth of shopping is maybe 105 or 110, and people are not going to be able to afford it. That's the problem you've got. And a good example of it was yesterday, me and my wife and my sister and my brother-in-law were in Aldi. And my sister and brother-in-law actually spotted somebody shoplifting. They actually spotted them putting joints of meat in a bag and stealing it, and I'm not saying this person was desperate for meat and blah blah blah. They might have just been a common thief, I don't know. But more and more people are going to be doing that. More and more people are going to be shoplifting. More and more people are going to be trying to cut corners. They're going to be buying illegal stuff because they can't afford to buy it legally. I'm hoping I don't get in that situation. I seem to be okay at the moment, but obviously I've got that dreaded thing coming up in just under 2 years, my PIP medical. Now my nephew Sean, he is going through absolute nightmare with PIP, because they are literally saying that he shouldn't really be getting anything, even though he's got CMT. He's got real problems with his feet. He can't walk properly at all. He's got balance issues, he's got motility issues, and he's got problems with holding things and gripping things. He's also got diverticular condition as well, so he's got lots and lots of things going on, and they're saying that he shouldn't be eligible for any PIP, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And when they said, one of the things that they said, which absolutely cracked me up because I was laughing all the way with this, even though it isn't funny, is one of the things about having CMT is you can't really grasp hot and cold, you can't really grip stuff as well. And you certainly don't mess with anything to do with cooking, whether it be sharp knives or pans of boiling water or whatever. Now, I think our Sean got 4 points at one point in the kitchen, and this time he only got 2. And he questioned how come that was the case, and he turned around and he said, well, you can buy light saucepans. And I just thought, what a bloody stupid thing to say, because at the end of the day, it's nothing to do with the weight of the saucepan. If that was the problem, then I'd be all right. I'd literally just get light saucepans. It's the fact that saucepans have to have things in them. They have to have either liquid or solid things in them, and that makes them heavy, that makes them hot, because you're going to put them on a stove. You're not just going to put stuff in a saucepan, are you, and put it on the side and heat it cold out the saucepan. You're going to need to heat it up, and the way to heat it up is by putting it on an oven, a grill, a oven top. And obviously that's then going to make it hot, or it's going to make it heavy, depending on what you put in the saucepan. So I thought that was an absolutely stupid thing to say. It's ridiculous. I mean, I might have to go through it all again, because if you remember, I don't know whether you've seen me vlog from a couple of years ago, I had to actually take mine a lot further. I had to go to almost a tribunal for mine, because they turned around and they told me I shouldn't have, well, the guy actually said that if it was up to him, I wouldn't have been given any PIP in the first place. Now, one message for people like that is I did not ask to be given CMT. I did not ask to be given mobility issues and to be having trouble gripping things and holding things. I would love my life to be a normal life. I would take it all back any day of the week to have a normal life, but I can't. And so I've got to put up with my life how it is, and I've got to live with my life how it is. And it doesn't make it any easier when people say that as far as they're concerned, there's nothing wrong with you. You've got medical records, you've got doctor's reports. I've been in hospital so many times and for different things, whether it be operations on my knee, whether it be operations on my foot, whether it be gastroscopies. I've had quite a lot of stuff done to me, and it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. I don't actually enjoy the degradation and the humiliation of having to admit that I can't do stuff that I should be able to do. It's not like a real sort of like, oh, I'll wake up in the morning and be really happy because I can't tie my shoelaces properly and I have to have somebody help me. You know, I don't wake up in the morning thinking, oh joy, fantastic, another day where I can't do stuff. So those people who are supposed to be there to help you and make you feel 10 times worse, I'm sorry, but that isn't how it should be. They should show some compassion. Yes, I do know that there's those people who are leeches. I know those people that literally will bleed the society dry if they could, of every penny when there's nothing wrong with them. Fair enough, wheedle them out. But don't put us all in the same, don't tar us all with the same brush. You know, a lot of us are living with disabilities that can't be seen. You might not see it. You might look at me and think you don't look disabled. Fantastic, I'm glad you said that. I don't want to look disabled, thank you. But anybody spending time with me, anything from half an hour onwards, would see that I'm disabled, would see the problems I have, would see the fact that I have to keep fidgeting and moving, and I can't sit still for too long, you know, and I can't grip stuff properly. If I hold something to my hand, I'm sort of clawing at it with my fingers because it won't grip properly. But yeah, it's a nightmare. It really is. It's a nightmare. And like I say, I've got that to look forward to in less than 2 years now, because they told me I think it was 2024 when I've got my next PIP. And if I have to go through it again, I'll go through it again. If I have to go to the papers again, I'll go to the papers again. Because this condition is a debilitating condition. It gets worse over years. I mean, you go back 15 years, you see how I am now. If you saw me outside now and saw me outside 15 years ago, you would not think it was the same guy because of how different I am now, how I have to walk with calipers on, how I have to walk with a stick, how I have to have a glove so that I can grip the stick. How every 15, 20 paces I have to stop because I have to catch my breath. It's just part of my condition. I've had to live with it. Obviously, there's a way you can cope with that. You can either let it collapse all over you and say, right, this is it. Or you just say, no, I'm not having that. And that's what I've said, no, I'm not having that. You know, I'm just literally just going to live my life how I can and put up with the fact that I can't do stuff. It's just one of those things. I know there's people out there with a lot worse going on than me. A lot worse going on than me. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm quite okay in that respect. And myself, I feel alright. I mean, my body isn't, but I feel alright. I have my anxiety issues, yes I do. Anybody coming into the house, I have to literally sit in the living room. I can't have people in the house who I don't know. I can just about cope with my family, but anybody in the house that I don't know, I can't deal with. Because of my anxiety, it really kicks off. Sometimes I just feel like running and jumping out of a window. That's how bad it gets, you know. And again, they said a couple of years ago when I first went for the medical thing, they said I didn't have any mental health issues at all. The woman actually who did me, first of all, the first woman who saw me, said that I hadn't got any medication for my mental health issues yet. I'd handed over a box of metrazapine so she could write down what I was on, but she didn't write it down. She wrote down no medication. She lied. I don't know how people can live with themselves when they do stuff like that. I know, and anyway, we're on November the 3rd and we've already had Halloween. Now, just a quickie before I go, my last word is horror. Now, because I've been doing horror jigsaws and gothic jigsaws and all sorts of jigsaws, we decided on Halloween night to sit down and watch a series called Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. Now, it's on Netflix. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. We've watched about 5 episodes out of 8, and I'm really enjoying it because it takes me back to an old series from the 80s called The Hammer House of Horror. It was a brilliant series that was. It had about 8 or 9 episodes in, and this is very, very similar to it. Each story is a story on its own. They're not linked at all. You know, there's no character linking them or person or situation or nothing. They're all different, but they're all very, very cleverly done. And I've watched 5 of them. And if you like your horror, you want to watch it. It's really good. Now, everybody thought with it being called Guillermo del Toro, they assumed it would be in foreign, but it isn't in foreign. It's in American or English or whatever, but it's not in foreign at all. You can understand every word. You don't have to worry about subtitles. You don't have to worry about dubbing. It's all there for you to watch. So that's what we've been watching. Now, the next thing we want to watch is a thing I've seen advertised. It came up the other day when I was watching football, actually. It was a BT Sport thing. And in the advert, it was advertised on Amazon Prime. And it's called, I think it's The Devil's Hour with Peter Capaldi, the former Doctor Who. I actually think it looks brilliant. It really does. It looks creepy as hell. And the character he's playing, it does not look nice. So that's something we're on about watching as well. We've now got the Virgin Media sorted out, thank God, finally. We've got Virgin Media up and running, BT Sports up and running, Sky Cinema and all the Sky channels are up and running, and so Sky Sports. And I actually watched, this is just the last thing now, is I actually watched my Liverpool match against Manchester City. And on that day, Liverpool played really, really well. I enjoyed watching them. They were a pleasure to watch. They were attacking. They had good attacking mind. They had a good defensive mind. They were brilliant. I thought they were great. Man City had a goal disallowed, and it was rightly disallowed, because if that would have happened to my team, I'd have expected it to be disallowed, because at the end of the day, the guy pulled him over. He pulled him back. I don't care whether it was a small tug or a large tug. He still pulled his shirt, and you shouldn't do that. We scored, and we won 1-0, so I thought, right, we're on the up. Then we go and lose to Nottingham Forest at Nottingham Forest 1-0. And then we go and beat Ajax away 3-0 in the Champions League. And then we go and lose to Leeds at Anfield 2-1. And then we go and beat Napoli at Anfield 2-0. So this season is completely messed up in football for Liverpool FC. I don't know what's going on. I've got massive faith in Jurgen Klopp. All these people saying we need replacing, we need shooting, because you go back to when he first took over Liverpool, we were nothing, mate. We weren't even thought of in the top 4 or 5. It was like, oh, Liverpool, they'll finish about 6, they're all right, they're nothing, they're not going to challenge. And he turned us into believers. He got us believing that Liverpool would be up there to win titles. And in the time he's been there, we've won every honour that's possible. We've won the Champions League. We've won the Premier League. We've won the World Club Championship, which means you're the best in the world, not just in Europe. We've won the FA Cup. We've won the Community Shield. We've won the Carling Cup. We've won all of them. You know, we've done it all with him, and that's brilliant. And I think there's no way in a million years we should get rid of him. We're having a bad season, so what? We had a run of about 10 bad seasons. You leave him there, he is a brilliant manager, he's got a fantastic attitude, and he loves Liverpool and the people of Liverpool. And you can't ask for any more than that. You can't ask for any more than that from a manager. He talks to the players, he understands the players. He puts his arm around the players, he hugs the players. You know, he consoles them when we lose, congratulates them when we win. He's been there through it all. He's never made any excuses and said, oh, well, you know, I'll play so many games and this, and this. He's not done that. He's just literally said, look, we're playing the same amount of games as everybody else. We're just not playing very well. I'll sort it out. We'll dig deep and we'll come back. And he has done so far. Well, next time you'll get a better picture than this, because I'll be back on my camera. It's a bit disjointed, this vlog is, but I wanted to do one because I haven't done one for 5 weeks. So to all my subscribers, I'm really sorry. I will be doing regular vlogs from now on, I promise you. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this last tiny bit, what I'm going to show you, which is a video of our mad dog. I hope you enjoy this, because it's quite enjoyable. She's mad as a hatter, and she could talk for England. If you don't know what I mean, watch this, and I'll do another vlog real soon. You take care, and bye for now. Fire.